All right, everybody, let's talk about the next most really important thing in music, rhythm. But before we really get into the nitty-gritties of rhythm, let's talk about meter. This set of numbers is the time signature. The top number tells us how many beats we have in between each bar line. In this case, we have 4 beats. The bottom half, the bottom number, is also telling us some useful information. The bottom half represents the bottom half of a fraction. In this case, 1/4 or 1/4 or the quarter note. We should expect to see 4 quarter notes in between every bar line. So, let us find all of the beats we have for this exercise. We have beat 1. We have a quarter note on beat 2 also. And here we finally have a note that is not a quarter note. This one's a half note, and it takes up 2 whole beats. So, we're going to put 2 beats together. In this case, beats 3 and 4. Now we have to start our numbers over for the next measure because we have crossed our bar line and we do indeed have all 4 beats accounted for. This last note is a whole note which takes up all 4 beats on its own. And so we group them all together. Now let us represent this rhythm by clapping the rhythm and saying the beats. Let's first practice saying the beats, since we have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then recycle the numbers over and over and over again. So let's try that, just counting the numbers. Ready? 1, 2, ready, count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, if you can keep the counting going, we can keep our rhythmic motor going, and we can maintain good time together. Now, we're going to clap the notes every time that we have a new note happening. And we're going to hold our hands down to show how long we are holding the beats. So, for the quarter notes, just a simple clap will do, but when you're doing your half note, we want to hold it down, and then we'll hold the whole note down for all 4 beats. And if we had rests, we would want to take our hands apart. So let us count and clap this together. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did you do? Let's try that again. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let us add some rests into this mix. Alright, I have added some rests and changed up the rhythms a little bit. I have put the rests in parentheses to show that the beat is still there, but we are not going to play, or we're not going to strike a new note or a new clap during the rest. The same for here on beat 3. Let us clap this rhythm together. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, how did you do? Let's try that again, one more time. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's go through one more variation with rests and notes. One last example with mixing rests and notes. I would like to call attention to this one here before we go. There is a rest on beat 1. Normally we want a strong downbeat, to help ground the rest of the music, but sometimes we just don't get that. This is one of those times. Make sure that you are resting on that beat. Let's do this one a couple times. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now let's talk about subdivision. Okay. Now we have some notes that are smaller than quarter notes in the mix, and therefore we have some notes that go faster than the actual beat. We're going to need some new terms for this. We're going to call the note that happens in between any two beats the and of the beat. We're going to use the plus symbol like that to represent and this happens to be the and of 3. Here we have a note on the and of 1 and a note on the and of 2. I would like to call attention to the fact that the ands are always there, even when there's not a note on the and. And for these exercises, especially in the beginning, if you've never done this before, it might be helpful to say every and as if it is written there. So we will write them in. The and of 1, the and of 2, the and of 4. Of course, recognizing that these are not new beats, these are not new notes. They are simply part of the quarter notes, as if we had 2 eighth notes tied together to make 1 quarter note. Here's what this one sounds like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let us try that together. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This process of putting the and everywhere, even where you have notes that are longer than a single note that would go on an and, is called subdivision. Subdivision is useful for when you have a mixture of longer and shorter notes, especially if you want the longer notes to be represented in their full value. Let us do this one more time. Ready? 1, 2, and ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, one more example with some eighth notes. Alright, one more example. Let's write in the counting together on this one. A half note is going to be worth 4 eighth notes, which means we need all of those extra ands. We're going to go 1 and 2 and, all together under one note. Then we have beat 3 for this first eighth note and the and of 3 for the next eighth note. And then we have beat 4, and let's go ahead and write the and for that one too. The second measure, we have a quarter note. Then we have beat 2, and the and of 2, and then 3, and 4, and. Let us do some counting and clapping. Ready? 1, 2, and ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. How did you do? If you got this, if you understood it, great. Apply this to some of the music that you're working on. It will make your rhythms a lot more stable. If you did not get this, go through it again. I promise you, if you have difficulty with this in the beginning, you are not alone. But with a little bit of work and a little bit of repetition, it'll get easier and easier as you go. And then before long, you'll be thinking these things in your head when you are playing notes. You're playing longer notes, you'll be thinking about the eighth notes. And when you play in band, you'll be much more together with the conductor and the other musicians. That's really all I have to say about that. It's kind of an all-encompassing exercise. The next episode in this series will include more complicated rhythms, but it'll essentially still just be quarter notes and half notes with a lot more practice. And we'll also do some different meters, not just 4/4. If you have any questions, please see the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. There will be more to come. Thank you. Have a nice day.